Peach Vomper. Peach Vomper. Guess what, guys? So yeah, I got these two fellas right here in their boxes. Yeah, it says really coolly, Cyber Changers, Quick Change, more than meets the eye, Adver Transformer stuff. Kind of like the end of the Earthspark packaging, but I like this one a little bit better. I'll talk about toys in a second, but first I need to talk about the box. We'll have to throw this box away because it's just, I don't keep boxes that don't like stack on top of each other and never open. But this is such a cool box. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Optimus is like, they said they have anime influences going into this, and I definitely see it. This art of Optimus is so anime-esque in this like truck mode. I love this like little part of the box so much. And Optimus has a face mask, so you can't always get the most emotion out of it. But Megatron, look at him, he's screaming. Get the ball, Mega Ball. Is there like lore to why we call him that, or is it just like we thought of Mega Ball? I don't know. I don't know who even thought of that. It's really peculiar. Anyways, let's review these two because they're cool. Also, this video's unscripted, so don't expect like progress looking at video. Sometimes these videos have scripts, sometimes I just start filming, okay? That's how it works. That's how it always works around here. We'll start with Optimus first. He's the main character. Everyone knows Optimus Prime. And he looks a lot like the cartoon. I like that. His robot mode is like, he doesn't have any elbows, of course. Everyone whined about that. No elbows. He has knee joints though. They're like this. See, you can't get much out of it, but they're also on ball joints, so you can like turn them. Surprisingly, he has a waist swivel, so you can get some. Dang it! This ball joint came off. I hate when like bigger ball joints fall off because pulling them in. Okay, that wasn't that bad. And that was on me because yeah. So you can do that, but you can't turn his head. If he could turn his head, that would change everything. Speaking of that, yeah, this is really annoying and intrusive. I guess for the transformation, but it's. No, as I said, he looks just like the show, and that's pretty cool. His proportions are like that. I like how he's in the show. I even like his voice in the show.
This is certainly not Cybertron.
I think it's really cool. I like Peter Cullen's voice, but I don't like the impressions of it that much.
We are not the Decepticons!
So, yeah, I think that we could do... Optimus can do better sometimes, other than impressions of Peter Cullen by the other actors. Also, his hand does have these, like, tabs. And, yeah, I'll get him transformed in a second. Well, in a few seconds. And this is hollow, but what do you expect? This backside. I like the Autobot insignia back here. It's not, like... I usually like it here, but I think it works there. And I think I'll just compare him to the other Optimi, small Optimi I have. And they both transform completely differently, but they both look like G1 Optimus-esque. You can tell this is different and not trying to be G1 Optimus, but this is, so yeah, that's what you get. Anyways, time for a loaded bowl. We get... And Megatron is a bull, and I like this toy a lot more. I'll just start off with the colors. These are such cool colors. I like them a lot. I don't know why. This just speaks to me. It's so toyetic. And he actually comes with a weapon. I forgot to mention, Optimus doesn't come with a weapon, and that's annoying. Not to get into his transformation this early, but it kind of just doesn't tab in completely, so you can do that, but it's not too intrusive. And just like Optimus, he has his knee joints. He can get some cool poses out of them, but he can't turn his head, which always annoys me. but it's fine. It's a kid's toy, but it was $10, so I would expect that. It was also $10. Well, this we built on stream was $10. Actually, no, it's $4. It's even worse. You can look up a little bit, down. He's a model kit though, so model kits really do miss out on assembly, and he doesn't have to transform. We know who does transform. Mega Bull, meet normal Megatron, or green Megatron, poop Megatron, I don't know. And yeah, he can turn his head and do that stuff. He's a little bit shorter, but I still think it's just a little bit more articulation would have made the price feel a lot worth it. I feel like I can cut like $4 off both of these guys, especially Optimus. I can cut like $5 off of him, and I feel like I'd be getting my worth. This is, I like it, but if you don't want it completely, don't pay $10. Well, I'm not even done with the review yet. I didn't want to get negative because I like these toys, but yeah. And that makes two of these guys both transformed. I'll start with Optimus. This is an Optimus truck, you know the deal. His legs become the back trailer. His like torso and chest and hands become this area. You know what Optimus truck mode is like. But you know what a good Optimus truck looks like? Like a $10 Optimus. I don't want to be like too judgmental, but like it's a little bit bigger. But if it moves like research and education, I would like that. And just that. It's like fine, it's serviceable. I just don't like how. I think one like panel over here would fix most of my problems with this truck, because it just breaks up so much. But if this is a kid's toy, then it was also a kid's toy. Well, this is for older kids, but there's also like $10 price. We got it. I don't know, tariffs. Those probably impacted actually. I think of it, so I should be more polite to these toys. But still, I think that they could be a little cheaper. Anyways. Also, now it's like, I'll just get to Mega. Well, actually, first I'll get to this. How well does he roll? I'll pretty decent. How well do you roll? You suck. Anyways, let's go to Mega Bowl. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, you can't really compare this to any other Megatron. I think Cyberworld is a decent show, but I praise it a lot for its new designs, because it's just a breath of fresh air. I was getting so tired of this Evergreen, which is just G1, but new. I always liked how Transformers always just look different across the time. Like, you can tell that, like, this guy and this guy are completely different, like, designs and continuities. These guys have never talked to each other, but there's so much special about that, and I like that. So I really like this as a design. Does the toy do it justice? I think it does. Okay. Look, I know I've heard some people say that like you can tell he's pounding on the ground, but the main target audience for this, which is like smaller kids, I don't think they'll care, and I don't care much either. Like you see him on the ground, like he's a bull. You can see it. You can see his head too, but I don't. And you see that's his tail thing, or yeah, that's his tail or weapon. What I like about it is that if it was off, it doesn't really change much. So it's not like essential parts forming. So if anyone loses this, they won't be like out of like a full mode because it doesn't change too much. Yeah, the spikes here. Surprisingly, even put these spikes on this toy. What kids like get stabbed or something? Hasbro, what are you doing? I'm just kidding. But yeah, the back area folds up very nicely. It's pretty fun transformation. You just want to close it, put his hands there. So yeah, Mega Bull, you can really compare him to his tank, and this tank is definitely like a bull. So who bowls better? Whoosh. That's okay. That's perfect. Actually, I found something to compare him to. This, oh, dropped something, and him. No, they're not very similar. But they both have horns and they're both based on mammals, so I guess that makes sense. Overall, I like these toys a bit. Well, I like them. They're just fun toys. They're like fun and playable, and you can just change it back and forth. They're obviously for kids. I'm not comparing them to Generations toys and stuff. Some people do. I just think it's kind of funny how like so much people were just like, oh, like this is not what the kids want. Have you been a kid before? This is exactly what I'd want if I was a kid. They're like fast and playable, and they might lack some articulation, but like some people were saying that like as a kid we had Revenge of the Fallen toys, and yeah. And as a kid, nobody transformed them. They weren't fun to transform. Like, all the old movie toys were like hassles. I remember my Bumblebee later class, I only transformed him like once, like a month, or whenever I felt like it. Because I didn't transform him like all willy-nilly. That's something I say, but I don't know. I guess nostalgia just kind of blinds people, because some people were expecting like, I guess some people want like stuff like Prime, and I guess Prime is a really good toy line, but like, have you seen the way they upload this series on YouTube? They upload this like it's like a content form. They upload like half the episode, they upload like another half of an old episode. I just think people kind of complaining about these are just kind of dorks. We're not gonna get like Studio Series Mega Bowl right out of the bat. And for the love of God, please stop bringing up the Revenge of the Fallen toys. Those toys were like horrible to play with. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but I'm like transforming them and everything. They were Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon were complicated toys. Not like too hard, but like it makes sense that a kid would like this sometimes, because when you're a kid, like Megatron, like you can't just take a detour. It's like, oh, you made me mad. Dang it. This wasn't that. This joke would be not a joke. It's just like simple. Simple. What happens? Play with toys for. It's like, oh, you made me mad. Now you're done. And also, like, half the toys we got back then were also like the same ones we got now. Nothing changed. We've been getting stuff like what are they called again in the movies? Fast action battlers. Sorry for the rant at the end. I just think of these sometimes. I like these toys and they're fun. To be honest, I do buy a lot of them, more like gimmicky kids toys. Not a lot of them. I won't like go out of my way. I just have some of them, like these guys, because they're fun. They're cool. I like them. Well, anyways, that is these guys, and yeah. If you need to buy one, buy a Megatron, and if you could buy them on clearance, buy them on clearance, because these, I don't think they're worth $10 really, but I don't think you'll feel completely scammed once you have them. Just wish that they were a little bit cheaper. Goodbye.
First, we will censor any use related to social taboos. Then we will censor anything else that we desire. If anyone complains, we will accuse them of wanting to engage in or promote social taboos.